Steel City Interactive dropped a Terence Crawford official gameplay video just a few short days ago. And although the video is only around 2 minutes long, I actually think they've dropped a lot of hidden things in this video. It's actually much more than just a look at Terence Crawford, and I'm going to break it down for you right now. Welcome to gaming, and welcome to another eSports Boxing Club video update. So as I said, eSports Boxing Club, they dropped an official gameplay of Terence Crawford, a first look video at him in the game. And although that's the title and the main focus of the video, there's actually a lot of little details that might have gone overlooked. And the first thing I want to point out is the fact that we get to see a lot of different camera angles being used during this gameplay. Now the main camera angle that we see is kind of like the third person over the shoulder type of camera, but there's also a top down camera angle, and then there's a little moment where there's a lot of kind of cinematic cuts, and I don't know if these are all individual cameras or if this is a mode that's going to be in the game where you can have more of a cinematic camera mode. All that being said though, it is great to see a lot of different camera angles being used. Steel City Interactive did say they were going to look into implementing more fields of view for us to use during the game, so players are going to have quite a vast choice from what I've seen in this video. Now we get to see a lot of the footwork in action, but this is something that from the very off Steel City Interactive have been keen to showcase in their game, so I'm not going to talk about that too much. What I am going to mention though is the combination punching that we see from Terence Crawford, and I think this looks absolutely fantastic. I don't think I've ever seen quite fluid combination boxing in a boxing game like this ever. It's going to be so fun when we actually get to play and start putting together our own combos and just seeing the flow and the fluidity of the movement of our boxer. I've seen some comments still that people still aren't really convinced with how the punches look or feel, but again, and I've mentioned this in previous videos, I do think that this is just going to be something that's going to keep being said until we actually get to play the game. It's very difficult to judge the weight of something when you're not actually playing it yourself. So yeah, I think let's just wait and see until we get to play it before really judging the punches. But as I say, the combination punches look amazing. Now during the whole video, Todd Grisham is commentating, obviously very much focusing on Terence Crawford, but what I'd like to say is that hopefully this is the style of commentary that we're going to get in the game. Now as someone who doesn't actually watch boxing, I don't know if Todd does any commentary in the sport at the moment. I do know that he has commentated in the past for companies like the WWE, but this would be such an amazing style of commentary to be used in the game. It felt very natural and really sort of built up the match and the tension of what was happening in the scenes of this video. So I do hope this is kind of the style that we're going to get in the final product. I think it's going to be much harder. I think with this, obviously what they've done is they've edited together a video and Todd has been able to commentate over the top of that. Of course, when we are getting commentary in games, it's a lot more stilted because of the way they've got to sort of fit it in, but if they can get it anywhere near as natural sounding as this in the game, then that would be amazing. There's a few other little details that we get to see, like some of the graphics, some of the other boxers in there as well. There's a little speck of blood at one point on the canvas. You can also see things like the sweat glistening off the boxer's body and things like that. Of course, these are all things that we have seen before, but it's good to get to see them again in another video and just get that confirmed of how good this game looked. It still looks fantastic, I think. I have seen mention of some people thinking that there has been a slight drop in quality from some of the screen grabs that we got before to what we've got now, but I still think the game does look pretty good from what we're seeing. So the big question that's on everyone's lips still is, when are we going to get to play it? I made a bold prediction that we would get to play the game by the end of this year. I still think that we might get early access around October, November time. Hopefully that is true, but people are starting to get very nervous that we're not going to see this game this year. I've even seen some people saying that we're not going to get to play it at all and the game's never going to launch. So I think just be patient. I know we've been very patient already, but we are getting a lot of content from Steel City Interactive recently. They seem to be posting a lot more like screenshots and little videos like this, so I do think we are heading towards finally getting our hands on this game. So what do you think of this official gameplay of Terence Crawford, the first look video of his character playing in eSports Boxing Club? Does this give you that little bit of excitement for eSports Boxing Club, or are you now starting to get a little bit tired and sick of waiting for the game? Let me know in the comments below and drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed.